Today's video is all about crypto market crashes and the opportunities and the lessons that you can find therein. And I'm going to get into some topics that I've never really talked about on this channel because I'm going to go into depth about how I started Dynamo DeFi because it originated from a crypto crash 3 years ago and how that turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life and how you can apply those lessons to your own lives and your own participation in the crypto market now in 2024. Welcome back to Dynamo DeFi. My name is Patrick. As a reminder, nothing in this video is financial advice. This is solely intended to be educational and informative. Now let's get into the video. To start, I know exactly what some of you are thinking, and that is, are we really even in a crypto crash? Bitcoin is still pretty close to its 2021 all-time high. It's not really down that much. And so before we get into the meat of the video, I'm going to talk about that. And so here's the Bitcoin chart, and I would agree it's actually holding up pretty well, right? You've got it down from over 70,000 to even now after a few weeks of disappointing performance, it's still over 64,000, which just a few months ago at the start of this year, we would have been killing for that level. However, I don't think that accurately captures the entire picture. And the reason for that is that Bitcoin, as time goes on, is becoming increasingly divergent from altcoins. And the reason for that is that the value proposition for Bitcoin is completely different from the value proposition for most cryptocurrency assets. And the reason for that is pretty straightforward, right? Bitcoin is being held by nation states, it's being held by banks, institutions, major companies, people in their retirement accounts, and they're holding it because they want it as a store of value, right? They see it as an uncensorable, decentralized network with a scarce supply, and they can park money there sort of like you would with gold, right? That's why people call it digital gold. On the other hand, assets like Ethereum and Solana, their main value proposition, despite what some people try to pitch them as, really isn't being a store of value. Their main value proposition is that they are decentralized networks that you can build software applications on top of. And then you have other tokens, for example, like Uniswap, which are actual decentralized finance applications. And those, again, have completely different value propositions and reasons for people buying the token from not just Ethereum and Solana, but especially from Bitcoin. And although they're still relatively correlated, as time goes on, they're becoming increasingly uncorrelated. And so if you look at, for example, the total crypto market cap excluding BTC and ETH, then you can see that it's just under $600 billion now, down from nearly $800 billion a couple months ago. So again, that's already a much larger percent drop than Bitcoin alone. But then if you go into specific altcoins, including many that were some favorites of people earlier this year, including me, you have things like Celestia, right? Solid project. However, Celestia has dropped from around $21 at its peak to under $7 now. So that's close to a 70% drop from all-time high. You have other projects like BitTensor, decentralized machine learning network, that's dropped from around $730 to under $300. So again, over a 60% drop. And so for people who are heavily invested in altcoins, yes, this is a non-trivial market dip, and a lot of you are probably feeling the heat. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely think that there are solid buys on good projects right now. The fundamentals haven't changed from 3 months ago, but prices have often corrected by 60, 70%. And I'm going to make some more content about which projects I like at the moment. And I think that people that are buying projects with good fundamentals now will be rewarded over the next 6 to 12 months. That being said, there is another path you can take where your results in crypto and the markets will not just be dependent on when things rebound, but will actually be dependent on your own efforts, talents, and skills. And that's what I want to share with you in this video. If you're holding altcoins that are down 60%, 70%, maybe even 90% or more, and you're just hoping, praying for them to bounce back so you can get your money back, there's actually more you can do if you believe that the crypto market has a bright future like I do, to take advantage of that market's growth. And I know that's true because I've done that myself, and I'm going to tell you how in this video. So I want to take a step back and look at a different market crash. In fact, a much larger one than the one we're looking at now. So this is the altcoin market from 2021. So look at this. This was May of 2021. In a single day, the total market cap of coins excluding BTC and ETH dropped from around $830 billion to $430 billion before rebounding to $570 billion. So hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of paper wealth were eliminated in just a few hours. Because I mean, most of this dip happened literally in a couple hours, and then it actually dipped more a few days after that. And personally, at this point, I'll tell you, so I had been buying crypto through 2020. I was way up, and I made the mistake that a lot of people do of progressively rotating to riskier and riskier things. And from the peak of my portfolio in around April or May 2021 to here, I ended up down around 90%. Around 90%. So from being way up to being down, and not a fun place to be. Felt like dumbest person in the world. However, I still actually believed that these decentralized networks had a future, but unfortunately, I didn't have much money invested in them anymore because I was dumb and bought yield farms that completely crashed or rugged, and because I didn't have much money to invest because I had way over invested to begin with. And so I had a dilemma of how can I get exposure to this market and industry that I know has massive potential, right? We've seen what crypto does in bull runs, but without actually having much money to invest. And if you don't have money to invest, you still have time to invest, right? Even if it's on the side. And so what I did at the time was a few different things. I started learning Solidity, thinking maybe I could build something. I started a meme page for crypto memes on Instagram, and I started this YouTube channel that you are watching right now. And this was my very first video, how to connect MetaMask to Avalanche and transfer AVAX cross-chain. And this particular video I had actually posted right around the time of the crash. And the reason I posted this first video was because I was trying to get my dad into DeFi, and he wanted to try something I told him about on Avalanche, and there weren't many tutorials about doing things on-chain on Avalanche at the time, and I couldn't find one for this issue he was having. So I made a tutorial, and after the crash, I checked back, and I was like, hey, this thing's got 100 views, which was a lot for me at the time. And so I started publishing more DeFi tutorials, and lo and behold, my subscriber count started to grow. So by the end of the summer in 2021, the market had started to rebound. I had been posting tutorials. I had around 500-600 subscribers by September 2021. I hit 1,000 in October. I hit 10,000 on February 1st, 2022. And since then, my channel's kept growing, and my entire life has changed, right? I've had the chance to meet some people that I admired in the industry. Here's a picture of me at ETH Denver with DeFi Dad, a YouTuber that I used to watch before I had my own channel. I've been able to build a leading crypto Substack with nearly 20,000 free subscribers and almost 400 paid subscribers. And ultimately, I've been able to grow personally and financially with the crypto market far more than I would have been able to if I had just stayed investing, hopping around between different projects like I was in 2020 and 2021 without really building anything on my own. And I'm sure some of you are sold at this point. You're saying, okay, I want to build something in crypto, but I don't know where to start. Well, there's probably more options than you think. One thing, of course, would be you could start a YouTube channel like I did, but I understand that's not for everybody. Not everyone wants to have their face out there and accept all of the negatives that come along with that. if you're someone who's good at communication and educating, then one other option might be to write. This is my friend Ignis. Ignis has been around for a while, but during the previous bear market, he founded Pink Brains, a DeFi creator studio, and he grew this Substack where he publishes some really awesome writings about crypto, and he's got tens of thousands of people that read it. And so if that fits your skill set, that is something that you could do. And then of course, as the market grows, Substacks like this, they're going to grow as well. Here's another thing. My friend Nick Dracon, who I interviewed on this channel many years ago, launched Revelo Intel. This is a crypto research platform. He launched this back during the bear market and in the depths of it, and it's grown substantially since then, and he's been able to turn it into a really killer research product over the past couple of years. Or if you're someone who's more technically inclined, maybe you want to apply all of your learnings about how to research crypto into actually building some kind of resource. This is Bubble Maps, one of the more interesting data platforms to come out of the past couple of years. And basically they create bubble-based visualizations of crypto holdings, so you can actually see the largest holders of a token and how all of those holders are connected. And I'm not saying you should copy this platform, right? I mean, Bubble Maps already exists and is great. I'm saying that if you're someone technically inclined, maybe you want to build something like this. Or maybe you want to learn how to write smart contracts and actually build an application. Take Jito and Camino, two applications that launched on Solana in the depths of the last bear market. And by the way, I'm not saying we're in a bear market, right? I'm just talking about building things when the market is down. They launched when the market was down, and they both have over $1 billion in deposits at this point. So they've been able to grow. Or here's one other example for you. This wasn't founded during the bear market, but it was acquired and reinvented, is something like Pudgy Penguins, which is one of the leading NFT projects now. It was bought. Their strategy was completely revamped. I mean, I guess there wasn't really even much of a strategy before they were bought, but they've become a huge media brand across the internet. And for example, in this case, they've made a huge play into actually building GIFs for Pudgy Penguins that have 21 billion views. I mean, that's incredible numbers they're putting up. So maybe if you're someone who's more artistic, then you could actually do something like that. And then as the NFT market, as the crypto market grows, your project is naturally going to benefit from it. Thanks for watching. I know this video was very different from my usual content. So if you want more videos like this, be sure to like this one and subscribe. And by the way, if you are just getting into crypto and you want to take your knowledge to the next level, be sure to check out my newsletter where I have the best on-chain analysis, trends, and tools to help you in your crypto research delivered to your inbox every week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Dynamo DeFi.